and welcome to the SimmBros Pod live.
Again, this is ridiculous, but we do have an emergency podcast, people, because we have some great basketball coming tomorrow. So live episode 36 right now.
Episode 36. I'm Chris.
I'm Cam.
And together we're the SimmBros.
We're here to talk sports. More specifically, we're here to talk college basketball.
This is not even an emergency episode. This might be just the
I say
a regular
it's an
cadence of an episode.
I say it's an emergency.
Why?
Because we have some great basketball coming.
Sure, okay. I'm saying Wednesday might be the day.
All I'm saying is we got to let the people know that we got great basketball coming tomorrow. They have to know that it's so important that we pulled up our podcast 2 days early.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing it multiple times. I think once we kind of get into the cadence, I kind of like Wednesday. Just because I think about when the NFL season starts, like Wednesday before the season, Wednesday, that's going to be nice.
Wednesday, we're definitely going to have to do
it. And I think it's okay. Like, as long as we're able to, like, again, today was one of those days.
We just got to move quicker.
Yeah, we just got to get locked in. Well, I mean, the camera wasn't charged. So,
but also, if we can't start at 7:40. We got to start. We got to start earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's gonna happen yet. Just now. So, so yeah, we'll try. I mean, I'll make sacrifices.
Do what you got to do.
But yeah, either way, if it comes out, we'll make it in time. All right, guys. Bracket challenge. We're going through the bracket again. It's Sweet 16. Great games. 8 great games for you. We're gonna take you through the Sweet 16. We're gonna go all the way to the end, right?
All the way to
the Final Four. We are national champion. We're doing it all over again.
Second chance bracket.
Because
our first bracket is fucked. If we're being honest,
yeah, exactly.
It really is very bad.
Yeah.
So me specifically, I need a second chance.
Yeah, yours worse divide.
just to get a breath of fresh air. I think that's gonna be good for everybody.
Yours worse divide for sure.
Okay, you said that twice.
All right, you want to get into it? Any high level things? So obviously it's gonna be a fun. It seems like a really fun Sweet 16, more fun than we've seen in a while. I think.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's the high level before we really get into it. It's like, again, if you don't watch college basketball, I that's fine. You need to watch these upcoming games because if you're an NBA fan, if you're a sports fan, like this is what it's all about. We have some great teams with such different styles. We get to see like what coaches take over. Again, you get 5 days of prep for these games. So it's just going to be great basketball. Again, if you love sports, if you love basketball, you need to be watching. I don't care if you're a college basketball fan or not.
Yeah.
You need to be watching.
Give yourself a rant on the people who say they don't watch the tournament, even though they're NBA people.
Yeah, I hate it.
You're going to talk to
I hate it, and I hate you. I do. Because...
Me?
No, the whole thing. Oh, yes, you.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about college basketball, and I get it a little bit because I'm a very big football fan, and I don't really love college football. But you have to know it, right? You have to see it, and like especially the thing about college football and college basketball, specifically basketball, just because there's fewer players. It's like a really great college basketball player will separate himself compared to the other college basketball players. And you're like, oh, that's the reason why that guy's supposed to be a lottery pick. Yeah. That's the reason why and you need to watch those guys. You need to see so that you're not surprised. It's like, oh yeah, dude, I heard this guy Keaton Wagler is gonna be great. He's supposed to be a top 10 pick. It's like, have you seen him play? Yeah. Like, so it's just all these other guys in the NBA who love NBA basketball and they just have no idea what's going on. You need to watch college basketball because you need to see how much better these guys are compared to other college basketball players, and then you can actually make a more accurate prediction of how good they're going to be in the NBA.
And you guys, like you said, I don't want to call them out, but I will. Windhorse, Zach Lowe, who are big NBA guys, say they don't watch the tournament. I think it's one thing if you don't want to watch college basketball during the season.
That's
fine.
That's
rough.
Yes,
we really don't start watching until there's nothing on Saturday, right?
Yeah,
that's when we start watching it. So that's fair. But also like the tournament, it's also just great basketball to watch. Like Windhorse was talking about when he was watching. It was on, I think, when the Lakers played the Heat. Was it Thursday? And he was watching on the plane back, and he was like going crazy because Luke was scoring a lot. And people were like, "You watching the tournament?" He's like, "No, I don't watch the tournament." You know what I mean? Even though it's going on the plane.
I know, right? They can't wait to watch Hornets Wizards, but like,
don't leave the Hornets in there.
I would say maybe not Hornets. Yeah. They can't wait to watch Wizards. Who's another bad team? Jazz. But God forbid a March Madness game with some future NBA talent. Like, I just can't watch it. It's different basketball.
Yeah,
it's different basketball. Watch it anyway.
Whatever.
Anyway,
it's okay.
Sorry.
Let's get into it.
That's my rant.
Let's get into it. So we have 4 games tomorrow, 4 games on Friday. Tomorrow's games: Purdue, Texas, West Region; Nebraska, Iowa from the south; Arizona, Arkansas from the west; and then Houston, Illinois from the south. Friday's games are crazy. We got Duke, St. John's from the east; Michigan, Alabama from the Midwest; UConn, Michigan State from the east; and capping us off, it's Iowa State, Tennessee out of the south. So,
where do you want to start?
Well, I know I want to start. I don't know if you want to start at the top left. I'm down to start with the first game. It's up to you.
Let's go in order.
Okay, first game. Texas at Purdue. Purdue, preseason number 1 team. We know this, right? And they have a couple wins, Queens and Miami. Texas, a first 4 team. So we have that story going on.
That's a
Purdue
great story.
was supposed to be a really good team from the beginning, and now we have Texas coming in as this spoiler team. Purdue's a 2 seed, Texas is the 11. I was listening to this and it was like, if you would have told Purdue at the beginning of the season that they would have to play a double-digit seed team to make the Sweet 16, they don't care who it is. Even though Texas is playing pretty well right now, especially the past 2 games, beat a couple good teams. You're taking that if you're Purdue, aren't you?
100%. Every time I'm taking that. I like that's the game. Like, look, Purdue is a team that like we've stopped trusting them because they keep losing in moments where we're like, you should be winning these
Second
games.
most losses to double-digit seeds in tournament history.
And
if they
again,
lose this one, they'll tie it.
This is almost worse for Purdue to like play against a team that's again not supposed to be there, double-digit seed in the Sweet 16, because all they've done is lose early, way too early, and they've had good teams year after year, and I just don't know anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think in this game, like obviously Texas, Purdue has been in the Sweet 16 3 straight years. So they know what they're doing. Texas has not, but Sean Miller now is his 3rd different team to make the Sweet 16. So that's where my thinking is, Sean Miller's been here before, and we want to make sure that like he gets enough props and understanding that, hey, like, he can do this, right? Like I know they're not even supposed to be here. They're 11 seed, but they're playing well. And at the end of the day, it's 1 game, and 1 game's going to determine it.
He absolutely, he deserves to be here. Arizona, Xavier, he's had a lot of good guys.
Preseason number 1, first 4 team. Purdue 31-5, Texas 21-14, but they've won 3 games in 5 days to get here. NC State, BYU, and Gonzaga. But before that, they had lost 5 of their last 6 entering the tournament. So right now, Purdue is obviously favored, but Braden Smith will be a key. He struggled again against Miami. Not great in the tournament, 3 of 12 from the field, and 8 turnovers, which is not great for Braden Smith. Texas draws fouls at the 2nd highest rate in the country and is 8-1 when they get 30-plus free throw attempts. They have a big advantage. The bigs for Purdue are good, but Vokatitis, is that how you say his name?
Yes,
he's nice down there. So there we go. That's kind of the lay of the land of this game. Let's dive into where you need to talk about.
Look, I want to talk about Texas for a second.
Yeah.
Because I think you cannot discount the team that is on a run where no one believes in them.
Yeah.
Like that's a motivating factor, especially in like a game 5 days later. Yes, Purdue, luckily for them, they have some experienced players who have been here before. But you can get tight when you feel the pressure. It's like, hey, like every game's supposed to be close besides this game.
Yeah.
That's how everybody's talking. We're talking about we should have one of the greatest Sweet 16s ever besides this game. This is the one game that's not supposed to be close. Like, and then Texas goes out to a little bit of a lead. You're like, whoa. Because basketball's a game of runs. You never know what's going to happen.
Yep.
Texas gets out to a lead. That's when Purdue starts to, get tight, choke a little bit. But I will say, again, experience for Purdue is going to be huge because when you have really experienced guards as well, that's always like the game. That's the game. If you have an experienced big, great. Hopefully he won't get into foul trouble.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, an experienced guard will actually set the pace in March Madness, how your team plays. It's like the drummer, right? To set the tone. So I like this Purdue team. All I'm saying is if Texas goes out on a quick run, I'm very keen on how Purdue responds to that. They're going to get tight. They're going to start putting up some threes. They're going to take some tough shots because they're like, we're not supposed to be down.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I'm looking at. But other than that, I think it should be a great game nonetheless. Texas, just pay attention.
Do you think it's going to be close? You really think it's going to be close?
No, I don't.
Purdue by how much? 10 to 15? 20 plus?
I would say 10 to 15.
Yeah, you just think they kind of overwhelm
I
them?
just think that they've experienced in the right places.
Yeah.
If it was a younger team, I think a young team is susceptible to this type of loss to a team that's not supposed to be here but surging. But Purdue, they're an old team, experience.
Yeah.
They don't play too fast. They don't play too slow. Like it's exactly what you need in March Madness. Again, they're in the 40-43 point club, which is great.
Yeah.
40% of the shots are threes, and they hit 40+%.
Last 10 games. Yep.
Yeah, last 10, which is great. So yeah, I really do like Purdue. I think they will win 10 to 15. Of course, basketball is a game of runs, as we all know. How does Purdue respond when they get hit in the mouth? That's what I want to know. And that will tell me a lot about literally if this Purdue team can win the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're talking about the 2 players that are important right here are Fletcher Loyer, Braden Smith, 2 guards, right? And even Trey Kaufman-Wren, another important guy. And what I want to talk about is we actually just watched this yesterday. They were all a part of that team that lost to Fairleigh Dickinson.
Ugh.
So they have some avenging to do. We get the national championship with Zach Edey. They made it to the championship game. We're just out-muscled by UConn at that point.
UConn was a juggernaut.
Preseason number one, like everybody thought this team was going to be great. Senior year Braden Smith, senior year Fletcher Lawyer. I think it's senior year Trey Kaufman-Renn too.
It's got to be, right?
So like
he's been there for too long.
This has to be it, right? And on the other side, like I said, Boca Titus, very good, 20 and 12.5 over his last 2 tournament games. He's been a force. I remember I picked BYU in the first game, and I was like, who is this guy, Boca Titus? He keeps getting offensive rebounds. He misses a ton of free throws, but he kept getting offensive rebounds. And Jordan Pope, again, I was telling you, if I knew they had Jordan Pope, I would have picked Texas. And then I would have picked Texas over Gonzaga.
This guy didn't do the scouting.
I didn't do all right. You said, because you were just saying the Texas game was just terrible. I didn't really watch
it. It was terrible. Yeah. It really was.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at there. And then, of course, Cam Heide. He's a pretty good shooter. Hit a big shot against Gonzaga in the right corner. The thing is, he used to play on Purdue. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know
that. He hit the shot for
Purdue
last year. Remember against Houston in the Sweet 16, they were down 3. He hits the shot in the corner. Braden Smith passes it to him, and then Houston gets the 2-point bucket at the end when Uzan throws it back and Roberts. You remember that? You remember Houston's last play?
Not ringing bells. No.
Wait, you don't remember Houston? So I'm talking. Remember
last
year?
Oh, yeah. No, I remember the Houston play. I don't remember the Heide 3.
Oh, that happened right before.
Yeah.
So
when the inbounds.
Purdue. Yep. There you go.
Love it. Okay. So, yep. With all that said, we're going with Purdue. This should be the easiest game.
I'm glad it's the first game. They knew what to do with this.
Yes. Get rid of it. Now, this has got to be one of my favorite games. Arizona versus Arkansas.
Lead us into it then. Or I can.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, actually, no, Nebraska versus Iowa. We're going all the way down. We're going.
No, let's just stay in the West. It's okay.
So Nebraska, Arkansas.
Nope. Arizona, Arkansas.
Arkansas. Okay. Here's the thing. Arizona's got size, and they have unbelievable rebounding ability where you can actually stop a guy like Darius Acuff, okay, who is, by the way, the hottest scorer in the NCAA tournament. This guy can go for 30, 35 at any point.
He's gone for 16 both the first 2 games.
Unbelievable. Okay, he's putting up De'Aaron Fox numbers, and we remember how good he was. Okay, don't make that face. I know you're saying De'Aaron Fox. Okay, so Arizona, they beat LIU, a little bit of a tougher game against Utah State. They didn't trail, however, for a single second in either of those games. They go out to runs, they start out strong, and they finish strong. This is a team that has national championship written all over it. However, you have to look at Arkansas, okay? They beat some good teams too. And Darius Acuff is averaging 30.2 points over these 2 games. And over the 5 postseason games, if you include the SEC tournament. So we are talking about genuine star power. I want to see Darius Acuff versus this unbelievable Arizona defense. I want to see who comes out on top. Who's going to be the last man standing?
Yeah. Darius Acuff's going to need a game. Like he's going to need a similar game. And honestly, he's going to need even more because this Arizona team is different. And what I'm looking at right here is just the rebounding advantage. 106 to 57 in the first 2 games they've played. They haven't trailed this entire time. I know they're playing a 16 seed and a 9, but you never know. Duke trailed, like Michigan trailed to St. Louis.
They all did.
It doesn't matter, like getting out to a good start. Arizona's been a dominant team. And Acuff is going to have to be great. They have Trevor Brazile there, Malik Thomas. Like, they have some guys, but, like, I just think Arizona matches up really well. And the rebounding advantage is what I'm looking at here. They're big up front. Koa Pete's up there. They're going to get rebounds, and you're going to have to hit threes to beat them. And while Arkansas shoots good percentage for 3, they don't shoot enough. We had a video on this a couple days ago or yesterday, right?
Today.
Yeah. He doesn't shoot enough. They don't shoot enough threes to make it worth it. So if they do shoot more threes up their volume and continue to shoot a high percentage, they'll have a chance. I just think Arizona is just too much of a smothering type of team, and they have people to guard Darius Acuff, hopefully.
Yeah. No, we'll see. Again, people were talking about throwing Burries on Acuff. I think this is an easy Jaden Bradley match. Not an easy matchup for Jaden Bradley, but Jaden Bradley is the guy you want to throw at Acuff 100%. He's a physical guy. He's going to feel you. Even if he gets a couple fouls, he's an older guy. We're not worried about him fouling out. Like, he's smarter than that. But just to let Acuff feel him. Again, Acuff, he's not like 6'5", 6'6". No. We're talking about 6'2", 6'3", maybe on a good day with shoes on. So Jaden Bradley can absolutely like body him up. This is going to be an important game. Also for the NBA draft as well. We're looking at some guys who are projected to go 5, 6, Koa Pete's top 14. Like, this is going to be a very interesting game. The one thing that I am completely obsessed with is Krivas is one of the best rim protectors in the league. Is Arkansas going to play so fast that he becomes a non-factor defensively. That's what I'm very interested in, because if Arkansas is running up the score and Arizona has to keep up with them, I mean, that favors Arkansas. So if Arizona slows this game down, gets late into the shot clock, these are all great signs that Arizona wants to play and win on their terms and not Arkansas's terms of run and gun, shoot the ball, keep putting shots up, because at the end of the day, they still have some great offensive rebounders in Brazil, some other guys. So if Arizona can slow the game down, that will benefit them, and Arkansas will absolutely have a problem.
Force them to play half-court offense.
Right.
That's what you want if you're Arizona. You can't let them get out. And I think Darius Acuff's been great at the rim, but how good is he going to be against a 7'3" guy, right? Like, that's the question.
It's real.
Or 7 foot or plus. We'll
7'2", yeah.
Like, Acuff's great at the rim, but if you got some guy camping out there, that means you can't let Krivas stay in there. You have to be able to hit threes and bring him out in the pick and roll, whatever it may be, so he can't just be poached at the rim, because Acuff wants to get to the rim. He doesn't really want to, like, shoot as much, right? Like, he's a shooter, but he's not like he's more a downhill type of player. That's where his real sort of spice comes in and playmaking from there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. But on Arkansas side, obviously you got Calipari, you got Tommy Lloyd on Arizona, who's been to 4 straight Sweet 16s, I believe, but hasn't been out of the Sweet 16. You got that. Never been out of the Sweet 16.
Wow.
You got Calipari, who's 2 wins away from taking his 4th different school to the Final Four.
Wow.
Memphis, Kentucky, and now, so we'll see about that. It's going to be interesting, and it might be his 3rd school. I might have messed this up, but it doesn't matter. 4th school?
I mean, like, he coached Marcus Camby on
Memphis, right?
Mass.
Oh, Mass. Okay, so that counts?
Massachusetts.
Okay. Yeah.
Something.
Okay, great. Didn't give me the 4th team. Yeah. But yeah, so having it on its 4th team, like, Calipari's been there before. He knows what it takes. He obviously has lost to teams before, but they get him in Sweet 16 with 5 days to prepare. He's pretty tough to beat. But I think at the end of the day, this has to be an Arizona game. They've been the best team in the country to me, and I think they should get out of this game, even though it might be a little bit of a scare. I think they've just been a dominant team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I got to go Arizona here. Look, they're just the best. They're just the best team, I think, remaining in college basketball. They have all the tools. Not saying that they will, but they have all the tools to win the whole thing.
What are your 3 tools?
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah. Here are my 3 tools. By the way, this is more before the tournament, but definitely still applies now. You need elite rim protection, which they have elite rim protection. You need great shooting, which they have in spades, and then you need steady guard play, which they have. I mean, like, not only do they have the old guard in Jaden Bradley, the guy who can slow the game down for everybody, but they also have the power scoring guard in Braden Burries, who can get his own bucket basically at any point in time, or at least get to the free throw line. He's a physical 6'5", 6'6" guard. And so you have to love it. They absolutely hit all 3. They check those 3 boxes, which I think is the most important 3 things, high level, that you need in college basketball. Yeah, everything else that is great. If you have a Koa Pete type or an Awaka type, a guy come off the bench who can, like, be another rim protector, physical guy up front, that's great. But at the end of the day, the basics are the basics for a reason, because they work. So they absolutely smash all 3 of those. And Purdue, the team that they're playing against in the Elite 8, which we're going to talk about, I don't know if they hit all 3.
The basics are the basics for the reason. That's why they work. Yeah, Purdue, Arizona, Elite 8.
What, did you like that or something?
That's pretty good. Yeah, I might use that later.
Thank you. Yeah.
Purdue, Arizona, an Elite 8 matchup that we are super interested to see. Another 1-2 matchup. But I like this one a lot just because, like we said, we get the preseason number 1. We get Braden Smith in his senior year. We get Arizona, the best team in college basketball that I've personally thought. And we get a matchup to see if Purdue can actually do what it takes. Because if Purdue can beat this team, they can beat any team, right? They already beat 100%. Michigan in the Big Ten championship.
100%.
If they were to win this game and face Michigan in the Final Four, I mean, they just beaten Michigan, and it wasn't.
100%.
It was close, but honestly, Purdue handled that game.
No, they won the game.
Yeah, they won the game. So we get that. Like, this is going to be, a Matt Painter type of game again, right? Can he get to the Final Four? If he makes this, it'll be 2 Elite 8s in the past 3 years. He's trying to make it 2 Final Fours in the past 3 years. After Purdue generally doesn't make it that far, it took him a while to get there, right? So we'll see. And then Tommy Lloyd never coached an Elite 8 game before, and
that worries me.
Yeah,
and I give all my respect to Todd Golden, because he went up against some, I guess besides Scheyer, he went up against some, like, pretty old head coaches, experienced head coaches who have been here before. Kelvin Sampson. And Bruce Pearl in the Final Four, right? And we're like, Todd Golden, who is Todd Golden? Like, who is this guy? and he won those games. And look, college basketball coaching, how much does coaching matter when you have Walter Clayton who's pulling up from 30 and doing this? Yeah, fair. Okay, fair. But they won the game. At the end of the day, they won the game. And their coaching wasn't a limiting factor. If anything, it was a positive factor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Todd Golden might have changed my mind just a little bit about these younger head coaches not choking. Scheyer, jury's still out on him. I ain't gonna lie. Because that was an unbelievable choke against Houston, which we will talk about. But I'm okay with it, is basically what I'm saying. It worries me, yes. But am I going to veer off course because of it? No, I will not. Because if we're being honest, what has Matt Painter showed you?
He just loses.
He loses. he does. He does.
They made the Final Four with Zach Edey, right? And their number one seed that year. So Matt Painter does normally lose. So I think you're right.
Game.
Yeah, I think you're sorry. Yeah, but just kind of Final Four too.
Fair.
Yeah. Like, so I think, yeah, this is going to be the Tommy Lloyd, Matt Painter. Who's going to choke? Who's going to make the right play? And in my opinion, it's just like this is a clear prototypical thing of like an older team that's been there before and has been together versus like a newer type of college basketball team with more transfers and freshmen. So like usually I would actually say that would go to the older team. But I think now in NIL era, the talent also matters. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's so like, it's not like, because before when it was like freshmen versus old guys, it was just freshmen versus old guys.
Right.
Now it's like you can just bring anybody from anywhere and like make a good team the way you want because the transfer portal is available.
Bryce James.
And I just think that even though Purdue has, this roster continuity, a lot of those guys have been there for a while. They have a good guard. Braden Smith has really not played well when it matters.
Not well enough.
Like, let's talk about
enough.
8 turnovers against Miami. That like, what is going on there?
Come on, man. I mean, like, I get it. You're trying to get your assist, but
that's what I hate about his game so much.
We're forcing it.
If you watch him, he tries to make a pass sometimes. You even heard like Raph talking about like shoot
the ball.
Like you're open for a reason.
Boozer,
like you're trying too hard.
Boozer does the same thing, honestly, and it's a little bit different because obviously Boozer's not the passer Braden Smith is.
Yeah,
but Boozer's a much better scorer. Everybody will say that. Braden Smith will say that, and like Boozer's just like passing out of it. Like you're not Jokic. Like don't try to be Jokic.
Yeah, get your bucket
because your team needs a bucket.
Yeah,
if you're playing again with NBA talent around you, pass it to the NBA talent. That's fine. But when you got like Tommy Lloyd kind of open in the corner. Don't make the skip pass. You have a great matchup on now. So
it's your number to be.
He'll just pass it out.
So that's the one thing I'm a little bit scared of for Braden Smith. Can he really be that settling presence?
How good is Lawyer? You know what I mean?
I know. He had 4 threes in the last game. 24 points.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but again, Purdue's a known choker type of team, and I think it's just going to be the classic Purdue. They might be up in this game, they might not, or they might just get boat raced in this game. And I would still take Arizona because that plus 35 Ken Palm, it's never failed so far.
Let's take it.
Let's take Arizona to make the Final Four.
Arizona,
the West,
representing the West in the Final Four. Our first pick,
and now we're moving to the bottom left.
Woo! This is my favorite region. I don't care.
This is the South. By the way, for anyone not watching.
The South. Sorry, yes, the South region. Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois, Houston. We have some great games, at least day one. Day two might be a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But day one, Iowa, Nebraska, because no one expected Iowa to be here unless you're from Iowa. Yeah. And no one expected Nebraska to be here unless you're from Nebraska. And guess what? Everybody thinks they have a chance to win this game. If you're Iowa, you're like, oh my God, we don't play Vanderbilt? Thank God. Right? If you're Nebraska, you're like, oh my God, we don't play Florida? Thank God.
Yeah, that's what you're more like. Yeah.
But either way, it's just a great story. Neither of these teams have made it since 1999. So this century, right?
Nebraska hasn't made it at all.
This millennium. No, neither of these teams have made it to the Sweet 16. This is just unbelievable. First time basketball. One of these franchises is going to get to the Elite Eight for the first time.
And I saw this. They're both coming off wins where they won in the final 5 seconds. We've never had a game where this happened, where both teams won in the final 5 seconds before a game. Like in the games before to get here. So they're both coming off exhilarating wins, a little bit different because it's like you get the full week. It's not like they were coming off like the win on Friday and have to play on Sunday. So it's a little bit different, but both came down to the wire. Both were losing the game, right? And came back. I guess, Wisco was tied, right? Or sorry, Nebraska was tied with Vanderbilt. Yes, they were. It was 7. Then they took the lead by 2, and then there was a 3-point, right? But Iowa was down by 2. So
No. Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. So there we go. So we're kind of getting to that. I don't know if you want to get into any.
Yeah, so the one thing that we have to talk about for these teams, they know each other. Big Ten rivals, okay? They're all in the Big Ten. They played each other before. Nebraska is the higher seed, but again, Iowa just beat the defending champs in the national champion defending champs, okay? And they beat them. They slowed Florida's game down completely. Where Florida really, it took them about 32 minutes to realize, oh wow, we're gonna lose this game. We got to lock in. Like Iowa was winning handedly the first 32 minutes of this game, and then they won the last 5 seconds, 8.9 seconds, which is great. So Nebraska better not fall under that Iowa spell of like, hey, let's slow everything down.
Yeah.
Don't even let them realize we're at 7 seconds left in the shot clock. And they just they figure out a way to score because you got Bennett Sturts, who's one of the more, again, another old guard guy who's just like, you want the ball in his hands with 7 seconds. He's going to get the best available point possible. He's going to get his own. He's going to pass it to some great shooters on Iowa. He's going to make a good, like whatever is going to happen. Yeah. Bennett Sturt's going to be the forefront of it. So I'm looking at that. If Nebraska can get out and run, they're going to have a lot of success against Iowa. But they got to play fast because Iowa will try to slow you down all game long.
The game gets really, really tight when you're playing Iowa and you're down, right? That's exactly what happened to Florida. Took them a lot to get back. And honestly, they couldn't get all the way back at first until they did towards the end of the game, just because there's not enough possessions to get back. They're going to slow it. And especially when you're winning, it just reminds you of kind of like that Virginia. If they're winning the game, it's easy for them to kind of just like milk the clock. If they're losing, it's a little bit harder, especially if you're playing a good team. So that's why I'd be a little bit worried if, Nebraska got out to a quick, 8-point lead, 12-point lead. It's kind of tough to come back.
Iowa,
right?
Iowa. Oh, right.
Exactly.
So
Iowa.
I also think it's the exact same, the opposite way. If Iowa goes on a 10-0, 12-0 run, they're up 12.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Right.
Yeah, both ways.
Yeah, both ways. Right.
Yeah. Because like I was saying, it's hard to come back, but also if they go up for a lead, it's easier to keep a lead, right?
Right.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
So I think if Nebraska comes out and gets to an 12-point lead, 12 minutes left into the game, into the first half,
that could be it.
It could be it because Iowa doesn't have that ability to like really rev things up. Like they need to get everything out of their offense. And if you're just getting twos when everybody else is getting threes on Nebraska, it's a little bit tough. But what I do want to talk about is Ben McCollum. That's their X factor for me. You can talk about Sturts. You can talk about the guy who hit the shot. I forgot his last name, Fulgaris, right?
Yeah.
But Ben McCollum, he's one of one. Kurt Signetti of college basketball. Southwest Missouri State, played there. And
he's a hooper, too.
Hooper, played there. He became the head coach there at age 27. Coached there for 15 years. I think he had 4 national championships and 11 conference titles. So he's a different guy. And he's bringing all these guys.
I like it.
Iowa hadn't been to the Sweet 16 since 1999. They're back here in year 1 with Ben McCollum. And you could see the adjustments he was making against Todd Golden. And Todd Golden, who's one of the greater coaches in college basketball right now, was sensing it. And he found it pretty tough to go against Ben McCollum because he's one of the greater coaches right now we're seeing in the league. The fact that he's able to do this with these guys on his team, who do you even know on this team?
Sturts.
Like Sturts, right?
Yeah.
I think a couple of these guys they might have even been like D2 guys that he brought from. So he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to coach. And while he might have not won D1 tournament games, he knows how to win D2 tournament games. And the 1-game sample size, when you have all the ability to prepare, especially having 5 days, I'm giving them a big chance because when you have the best coach, even though Hoiberg is good, I think Ben McCollum is a little bit better, maybe a college coach. I'm giving them the edge in the coaching.
Interesting. I mean, look, here's the one thing is like you saying they didn't win D1 games. They won D1 games. Like, you know what I mean? Like they just beat the reigning national champions. Like that's a huge win for Ben McCollum in his first year at Iowa. But you do have to look at the other side, okay? Fred Hoiberg, head coach of Nebraska. They started 20-0.
Yeah.
They started 20-0. Everybody, including me and you.
5 and 8 people.
Yeah. We were like, what? What do you mean
they kept winning?
What do you mean Nebraska's 20-0? Like,
do
you mean Houston? No. Nebraska 20-0. Unbelievable, okay? Sam Hoiberg is another guy on Nebraska, of course, the son of Fred Hoiberg. And you're thinking, oh, nepotism. Why is this guy getting minutes? No, yeah. he earns his minutes. Sam Hoiberg just does the dirty work. He does the little things, right? He's about 5'10", 5'11", if we're being lucky, if we're being nice. And he gets it done, okay? He can play solid defense. You know, he really isn't like too much of a matchup abuser defensively, which is very surprising. Some guy at his size, he got a big rebound like down the stretch for Nebraska, a huge rebound for Nebraska.
Put back too.
And he's also, of course, a great passer. Like this Nebraska team is so fun to watch. Price Sanford, if he gets an inch of daylight, it's going up and it's going in. This guy is shooting, I think it was 45% from three, and he shoots many threes. He's not the Luke Kennard type where, okay, I'm only gonna shoot when I'm open, which now we know he's stat padded.
Yeah, exactly. He does.
Classic Luke Kennard. No, Sanford's shooting the ball, it's going up. And Nebraska has that 3-point volatility where they can just shoot all day long. And guess what? They're gonna make a bunch of them. So I really like this Nebraska team. If they can get out to an early lead on Iowa, it's just going to be tough for Iowa to come back all game long. They're going to be doing these long possessions. Nebraska can get out in transition, maybe get a couple transition points. I think it's going to be huge for them, and I think they're going to win the game.
Nebraska's a 4 seed. Iowa's a 9 seed for a reason. Like, Iowa's a good team. Like, they got as far as they could have gone. No one had them beating Florida. A couple people did, but not many people did. No one had them beating them, and that's why, because they weren't a great team this year. And making the tournament, winning one game, making a Sweet 16 is really important too, because they've never done that since 1999. But Nebraska started 20-0, took Michigan down to the wire. Yeah, they stumbled a little bit towards the end. They just kind of everything kind of leveled out. But again, ending up 28-6, like that's a great record. I mean, honestly, a 4 seed for them was warranted. They beat Vanderbilt, who a lot of people had over them. They won that game fair and square. So I'm okay with it. And I like Fred Hoiberg. I think he's doing it. I think that the whole family atmosphere is a fun thing to do. And I think you got to go with them because they've also never won a tournament game before ever. And there's something about these Nebraska fans and this program.
Talk about the fans.
That, like, they took over Oklahoma City. Yes. And that's not close.
No.
8-hour drive, right? 6-hour drive. Yeah.
Hey, so how long was our drive home? It was about 4.5 hours, and that's a long drive.
I think you keep saying 4.5. It was definitely over.
It was like 450. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think it was 450.
It was like 450.
I think it was like 530. That's what I would say.
What?
Yeah. I think you're wrong. You double check.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Are you including the stop?
We didn't even stop for that long though. So, hadn't won a tournament game ever. Winning 2 now, and the city can feel it. The college can feel it. They're going to be out in full effect. And while the South region is in Houston, I could easily see this being a Nebraska home game. Like, you saw what they did in OKC.
They did.
They're going to go every. They're going to buy every ticket up if they can.
They showed up,
and especially when they're playing their rival, it has to be Nebraska over me. They have something special about them. They're in the Elite Eight.
Love it. Okay, Illinois versus Houston, another great game.
These games are just great.
If I'm being honest, this is the game I'm most excited for.
7:05 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'll make sure I'm ready.
Yeah, you better be.
Yeah, I'll be full. Yeah. It's actually not. It's not gonna be 7:05. It's gonna be like 7:25.
Is that how they do it?
Well, it's because whenever it's the second game, it's 22 minutes. You get 22 minutes of warm ups when the teams are off the court, and then from there it takes so it's 22 minutes, and then from there it's like the starting lineups take like 8 minutes, right? So it's probably like a 30-minute after, and the game's not gonna end in 2.5 hours, right? Because they're right after. The game will probably end at 7 p.m. our time, and it probably won't start. It will start 22 minutes later. That's the inside of it all. And I also hated one thing. I hated that people don't really know about is that if you're ever the first game on these days, like you get way more warm up time. You get like the full 75 minutes, but when you're not, you only get 22 minutes to fully warm up. Like, so you don't get to do your whole shoot around, pregame shooting. It's like, it's a quick extended warm up when you're the second game. So that's why you don't like being the second game as much as possible.
Yeah. So sucks for Illinois Houston, who them not getting warm ups. Who does that hurt more?
I think it does. Everybody, you do it in the regular
just
tournament
joking,
too. Yeah,
if you had
it's not. But it's just funny. It's just like, oh wow, you only get 22 minutes. You have to like stretch on the side. You can't stretch outside. Yeah. Like, so it's a whole thing.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. But either way, Illinois, Houston, again, 2 different philosophies here, okay? We have Illinois, one of the best offenses rated on Ken Palm history, okay? Unbelievable for Illinois. And then Houston, we know what Houston is all about, that defensive first mentality. Yep. That's what Kelvin Sampson preaches. That's what he teaches, okay? Yep. So it's going to be 2 differing styles between these 2 games, between these 2 teams. Is Houston going to go down early because Illinois is just going to score too many points, or is Houston going to finally be the team that stops Illinois in their offensive streak? We'll see. Should be very interesting. I want to start off with Houston. During the regular season, they just didn't. I don't know what was happening. Maybe it was Uzan and Sharp were missing their shots. Flemings was kind of iffy. Chris Sinak was okay. And they lost 3 games in a row, and they lost a bunch of games down the stretch where they just felt like they just couldn't score enough points. It was never like 90 to 86 or whatever, 80 to 76 even. It was like 64, 52. It's like Houston is just struggling, trying to find extra points. But they do something very well, and that's offensive rebound. They got Tugler down there, and now Houston is playing just a lot better. So this Houston team is very interesting. Let's not forget, it's going to be a home game for them. I don't know about if they play Nebraska.
Yeah,
we'll
that would
see.
be a great one.
But I
want to see that
against
one.
Illinois. It's going to be a home game for Houston. I think that's just going to motivate them to play a little bit better.
Brad Underwood, Kelvin Sampson. I'm going to stop it there. Brad Underwood's great, but it's Kelvin Sampson. When's the last time Illinois has even been in the Final Four? I feel like they always do lose early when we don't need them to.
They always lose early.
Kelvin Sampson, we know who he is, and they just won. They might have made a Final Four last year. Go through the same thing, get to the championship game, don't even get a shot off. Now they're, you're kind of just worried about Florida. I know they never tell you this. They were like worried about playing Florida again. Yep, don't have to do that. Again, you have to place an Illinois team. But I think the thing that Houston's going to do that's going to just beat them is just because of the type of game they play. Like, I'll always say this, it's kind of like the Iowa thing and a little bit less. Like, if you want to beat Houston, this is like more than Iowa. If you want to beat Houston, you're going to have to beat Houston at their own game.
Yeah.
We saw it. Like the Duke game last year. Duke, the high-flying offense, scoring 100 how many points all the time.
What did
that game end up being, right? Like, what did that game end up scoring? I don't remember the score.
It was
like
the 60s.
It was the 60s, right? We were watching the game.
Yeah.
And I was like, because usually it's like, if Houston can keep the game in the 60s, they'll usually win the game.
Yeah.
And Duke had, like, I want to say close to 70 points, relatively towards the end of the game. Like, oh, they're going to hit 70. It's over.
Right.
They don't hit 70. And, like, that's where it's, like, that good of a team last year that was beating everybody.
Ooh, I remember that.
Couldn't even get to 70. That shows you that you're going to have to beat Houston's way. And I don't know if Illinois can beat Houston 67 to 64. I think they're going to get out physical. Then you're going to get out tough. Wagler's good, but
even
I think
Flemings is going to put a body on
exactly. Like I just think they're going to play differently. We know how Houston likes to play. They're going to be a little scrappy. The one thing I do miss about Houston, they don't really have like that veteran post presence. Like you're missing a Juwan Roberts type. Sinak is fine, but like he's a freshman. He's not like the heart and soul. Like Tugler's the heart and soul of the team. Uzan, like. It doesn't feel like the same type of leadership that they had. So that's what I'm going to talk about. That's what I just want to make sure it's known. I do still think Houston should give it to Illinois in this game. It's going to be a close one, but I think the Cougars come out on top.
Look, I agree with you here. I got the Houston Cougars. That home crowd is going to be nasty. It's going to be dangerous. Again, King Wagler, he looks a little soft.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he needs to put on like maybe 20, 30 more pounds, but he looks a little soft. And so I really do think Houston's just going to put bodies on. Like, again, get into a little foul trouble. It's okay. We got, like...
Or just get him frustrated.
Yeah. Houston, no, don't get him into foul trouble. I'm saying get yourself into foul trouble, just like pushing him a little bit. Like, get him frustrated.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I meant.
Houston has some smart players, right? Where they're not, again, this is not like, I don't know, some other teams where you're like, oh, God, they got 2 fouls early. Don't let them get the third.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to do that. Kelvin Sampson's too smart.
But
the
one thing you got to point out is Emmanuel Sharp. He usually, as he goes, Houston goes, especially as he's hitting shots. Houston is not the most prolific three-point shooting team. Mercy Miller will come in, he'll hit some shots, but
played against him.
Sharp is most important.
Or Percy.
Yeah, you played against Percy.
Or Mercy.
Hersey, whatever. Yeah. Sharp will be important to them because he needs to hit shots to kind of get that offense out of the
We got to get old Sharp back. Because he'll put it up.
He 18 points last game.
Right, but he'll put up threes, and I just like that feeling of like, again, another guy who can't give him an inch a day.
I just think the reason why he's not maybe getting as open ones is because there's no, like I said, there's no Juwan Roberts. Like, when they would have to go double him, it's just like the rotating good wide open shots.
Everybody's using somebody.
Like people are just letting Sinak one-on-one. Yeah, some Crier. Yeah, they should have won last year. I still believe that they should have won last year. How much were they up by? in the second half, like 9 or something.
Yeah, it was something. I don't think it was. Yeah, it was.
It's just Walter
Clayton.
Clayton.
It never felt like.
Yeah, exactly. Just Walter Clayton won them that game. So,
all right, Nebraska, Houston, in the Elite Eight. Who will be representing the South region? We'll be talking about that. That's interesting. Okay, here's the one thing. If you go by actual teams, I think it's not even close. I think Houston's a much better team than Nebraska. Like, if we're talking about, if we go down the list of like,
no one had Nebraska getting this far ever. People had Houston getting.
If you go down the list of top 10 players in this game, I'd say about 6 of them, maybe 7 of them, are on Houston.
Yeah,
because like, what really like Frager? I don't know. Like, who's the best player in Nebraska?
I don't. To be honest, I don't know.
I would say Frager, right? And then like, where would you put it? I'd take all those guards on.
When I watch them play, I'm like, who even is the guy?
No. It's like, Sanford is the unbelievable shooter, but like, I think Frager is the kind of the guys like the point forward ish. But again, they don't really even have a guy. So for me, I think this is actually gonna be one of the more boring Elite Eight games. The only thing that will make it interesting is if this Nebraska crowd really does show up like they say they will. It's just gonna be a fun environment, right? But Houston's just going to play that bully ball, that slow paced, like wear you down over the course of the game type of offense and defense. I think it's going to be hard to pick against them.
Yeah, I can't pick against them. Like you said, Nebraska unfortunately feels more of like a gimmicky team.
Yeah,
like they shouldn't really be here. Like they were a great start, but no one had them starting 20-0. It's a great story.
Story.
It was not supposed to be like this. They weren't like a perennial top team. Houston has been in the Sweet 16 7 straight years, longest of any program right now in D1. So they're used to getting to this point. They've now cemented themselves as a true name in college basketball. Obviously not a blue blood because they haven't won, but they haven't won enough. But have they ever won? Did Sampson win or they never won?
Yeah, they won.
Okay, so whatever.
That was Phi Slamma Jam.
Yeah, so they won one. I don't know how many they won, but they haven't cemented themselves as a blue blood. But Kelvin Sampson at this point is like 7 straight Sweet 16s. Like they're getting to the second weekend every year. And that's a
big deal.
No, it is a big deal. Bill Self hasn't gotten there in 4 years.
Thank you.
4 years.
Thank you.
Hubert Davis.
Oh, good.
Hasn't got there in 2 years. Back to back, hasn't won a game.
Yeah.
So
yikes.
So think about that, right? So I think Houston is just going to be too much. I think they're a better team, and Hoiberg hasn't coached in this type of game, and I'm always going to get the coach who's coached in these type of games, who was just in the national championship last year.
I agree.
I think he really missed out on his opportunity. And if you tell me this, I think he is happy, if you're looking ahead, if you were giving Kelvin Sampson truth serum, that they're not on the side of Michigan, Arizona, that they can get a chance to have to play them in the national championship.
I agree.
And I think he knows his chance is better that he's on that side of it.
I will say he's happy about that for sure, because Michigan, Arizona could be like an all-time game, national championship type of game in the Final Four. But I think he's a little upset that Florida lost.
Interesting.
You know him. He wants his revenge.
Yeah. But I think he's a little happy too at the same time.
Of course.
He'll tell you, I wish we played them. Yeah, like, come on, man. You know
that's a tough team.
Like, you're telling me if you get Nebraska the Elite Eight to get to Indianapolis? Give me them. Moving on, people. This is your top left of your bracket. The East region: Duke, St. John's, Michigan State, UConn. These, I'm happy I'm resting on Friday. I'm happy you will be resting too, or will you not be?
Slight rest.
What are you gonna? I mean, it starts at 4:10.
I will be tuned in. Yeah, don't even worry about me.
This could be a fun one. Duke, St. John's. Let's go. I'm gonna start with this, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Since Caleb Foster went out, this is from the Dome, by the way.
Okay,
no stats. Yeah. Since Caleb Foster went out,
a little bit.
I think it was March 12th. No, earlier than that. Since he went out, St. John's and Duke. Duke is ranked 22nd in Bart Torvik. That's one of the metrics in college basketball. And St. John's is ranked number 1. Do that. Take that with what you want. Be that as it may.
What's your take from that?
My take from that is that one team is playing better than the other right now. And my take from that is that Caleb Foster was more important than you might have thought. Everybody's saying, well, he only averaged 8 points a game. Like, he's really not that good. He's a role player. Listen, point guards matter. And he plays a lot of the game, especially in college. These guards can play all 40 minutes, right? Honestly, there's more of a chance he plays 40 minutes than Boozer, just because of 100%. How the guards can play longer, bigs get tired a bit earlier. So Caleb Foster and foul trouble is more likely as a big. So Caleb Foster has an outside chance of playing. I personally, if you ask me, I think that's just gamesmanship. I don't know how you come back from foot surgery in 3 weeks, personally.
You don't.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, I think he'd be lucky if he played in the Final Four. I think Scheyer just kind of wants to say a little bit, get him out there. But for me, if you ask me, this game is going to be on Caden Boozer because of how St. John's plays defense.
And the main thing before even they get to the defensive part is they're going to press all game long. It's just they're just going to try to like wear down Duke. They're going to try to wear down. Yeah. How many times did Kansas have trouble inbounding the ball? Or even if they did get the ball past half court, there's 21 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
And everybody's catching their breath because they're like, oh, we almost turned the ball over and now we use a little bit more energy. St. John's. Love it. Okay. I love it. I think this is going to be one of those times because you look at Rick Pitino, one of the greatest coaches of all time. People are saying one of the greatest college coaches ever. What's your take on that? Quick take.
I feel like I didn't remember when they were that good with Louisville. Like I don't remember
when they won the whole thing.
What?
When they won the whole thing?
Yeah, I just don't I don't remember that.
Okay.
Right. So like I don't remember that enough. I wasn't into college basketball enough.
Yeah. No, I definitely remember that. That was the Kevin Ware year.
Yeah, I do remember. But then it got vacated.
Did it really?
Yeah. So he has 2, but so he would have had 3, right?
No, I think they're counting that.
Okay, yeah, but it was vacated technically.
Well, who cheated?
He did. I think it was some recruiting thing.
Oh, Peyton Siva,
Russ
Smith. Either way, that was a great team. But yeah, Rick Pitino. We are talking about like a legend here, a basketball legend, and Jon Scheyer, and I never say this, but he gets gamey. You know, he gets a little gamey where it's like, like time to tighten up, and then Shirer's just like, guys. What?
I'm laughing. I'm laughing at it.
Yeah, Shirer's like, like I'm tighten up. Like it just gets gamey. He really does. And I don't know. I think this is gonna be one of those games where he gets a little gamey. I think it's gonna be one of those games where he overthinks or underthinks or makes the wrong decision at the wrong time. St. John's, you know what they're coming with. Okay, Zuby Ejiofor is gonna be like a power big trying to get Cam Boozer in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Yes. He's also a very smart guy in 4.0 GPA. He's going to try to get Boozer in foul trouble while also not forcing it, which is, again, the most important thing. Yeah. So if Zuby Ejiofor and those guys can just stay consistent, try to, get Cam Boozer out of the game, whether it's because of fouls or just mentally out of the game, don't let him shoot the ball. And like we saw in the game prior when Cam Boozer had one shot after the first half. Terrible. Cannot happen with your potential number 3, 2 overall pick. And so if they can continue to do that, that's a win for St. John's 100 times out of 100. So really at the end of the day, I'm telling you, if we're going coaching, I'm going Rick Pitino here.
This is going to be a matchup that we'll love to see. And I think we mentioned it earlier with the bigs in Cam Boozer foul trouble. Zuby Ejiofor or Cam Boozer, who's coming in foul trouble first? You know one of them is going to get one foul early.
I'm going to tell you
who's getting the second foul.
I'm going to tell you who the smarter player is. It's Zuby Ejiofor.
You think so? Well, I mean, Scholar Athlete of the Year, right?
Smarter player.
He's won Scholar Athlete of the Year.
I don't think he's the better player.
Yeah.
He's 100% the smarter player.
So how do you think the matchups, though? So probably going to put Gongba on him, you think?
Yeah. You don't get Boozer.
Get Boozer off him. And then get Boozer.
I would put Zuby on him, though.
On the other side,
I'd put Zuby on Cam.
I mean, I think that's the match we have to make.
Yeah.
And if you pick up one foul, then maybe you switch the matchup. But start out. Yeah. Boozer's really good at drawing fouls. I will tell you that.
He is.
I feel like he's always at the line.
Don't jump. Okay.
Make him finish.
He's a pump fake guy. And believe me, he will hit those shots. But he's a pump fake guy, and everybody jumps, and he's always at the line, and he hits his free throws.
Yeah.
So, stay down, stay low. I trust Pitino. Would you say Pitino has a coaching advantage over Scheyer, even at his old age?
I think so. I think Scheyer, like you said, we've seen when he doesn't, when the games get tight, he gets tight.
He does.
That's been noticeable, and you've seen it in his team.
Yeah.
I mean, the NC State game is pretty unbelievable. That can't happen. Whatever.
Which is worse, NC State or Houston?
I mean, Houston's worse because you're up by that much at the end.
It was.
And you can't inbound the ball.
75 seconds, I think they were up 9 or something.
They were up 5 with 35 seconds left. And they had a technical foul, too. And then Proctor's at the line. So.
Unreal.
I just, that's what I'm a little bit more worried about. And I think everyone will tell you that, St. John's expects to be here and, all that stuff. And I think they expect to be in the Sweet 16. But I think from now, it's house money. In a way, right? You can play a little bit freer.
No, it is.
Duke can't lose this. Like, the pressure is on Duke to lose this game.
Right.
To win this game.
Yeah.
St. John's can play freer. The one thing I will say is that this game for St. John's, it's going to need to be like it is against Kansas. 65. They don't shoot great. They're not a great shooting team. They're going to have to play good defense. And Duke is a really good defensive team, too. I'm just worried if I'm a St. John's fan right here is like, do I have enough shot creation? Because when you watch St. John's,
that is very
you're watching
true.
that against Kansas. It's just brutal. It's brutal.
That was a brutal game.
Kansas, everybody's bricking and missing shots, and they don't have a guy who can go get his own.
Shots.
They don't have a guy who can go get his own. Like, Darling's not going to get by Dame Sarr.
No,
like, are we serious?
And Zuby Ejiofor is still not that type of big.
No. He's more of a college big than like an NBA big.
You have to feed him still, right? You have to make his plate, tuck in his napkin, tuck in his chair, give him his silverware, and then chop up the steak and then hand it to him. Which is great because he'll eat the steak when you give him the good steak, but he's not gonna be the guy who's setting up his own meal. So it's just gonna be very interesting. This is going to be, I will say it now, it's gonna be the lowest scoring game of the Sweet 16. And it's gonna be boring, but it's gonna be tight all
it's gonna be boring, but it's gonna be one of those like clenchers that you want to watch.
I guess boring is the wrong word.
I know what you mean.
It's gonna be low scoring, so people are gonna be like, oh my god, now it's like 50 to 52 and like with 4 minutes left. But it's gonna be one of those games where like a 3 on either side, you're like, oh my, that's a dagger. Yeah. With like 4 minutes left, right? So it's gonna be a great game. I will be
going up 5 is like, oh, this game's over.
Yeah, exactly. Like those are the best games. Because it's like, can we get a stop? Okay, we got to stop. Now can we score? It's just, it never happens in succession.
We're also going to talk about the Christian Laettner moment, like you said, right?
What?
Rick Pitino, the 1992 Laettner shot, massive story. Pitino brought it up himself in the...
he did?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, so he's still mad.
He wants to avenge it.
Oh, yeah.
It's box office, right? This was one of the most famous games ever, and that happening 34 years later. Now it's time to really go for it. So, with that, you got Pitino, the old head, trying to bring St. John's. He brought St. John's to the first Sweet 16 since 1999. A once-storied program had lost its juice until the old head comes in and takes over versus the new school, perennial #1 seed. Past 2 years, Duke has been a powerhouse. Jon Scheyer has never lost at home in the past 2 years. It's just crazy to say.
Unreal.
So,
is that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah. So there we go. We're going to set it up, and we're going to take
St. John's. Give me the Red Storm. Give me the Johnnies. You got the city of New York, but the state of New York actually behind St. John's right now. And you know what? How can you not like them? How can you not like them? Genuinely.
I love the story.
I love the St. John's team. I think the press is really going to bother Duke. It's going to really bother.
I think that's a great point. Caden Boozer. We saw what happened against TCU.
It's going to.
I mean, Kansas couldn't even get the ball out, and this was not even pressing full court. This was like in the half court.
Just pressure. Yeah. Pressure.
So, do you think Jon Scheyer's baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds draw up plays is going to be an advantage there, or can they not even get into those plays because St. John's is tough?
Serious. Yes, I think the latter. They're not going to be able to get into these plays because even when they do, it's 18 seconds left on the clock, and everybody's just getting settled because they were all in the backcourt trying to just get the ball past the half court line. So I think it's going to seriously slow them down. And I think again, this is going to be the lowest scoring game of the Sweet 16. St. John's is going to pull away late.
I think a lot of people will have Duke in this game. I think Duke is obviously probably the better pick to have, but St. John's in an upset is not a bad game. But the game that I think no one knows what's going to happen is the next game. I don't even know. I think UConn is -1.5 now. I'm not even sure. Like, I don't even know. UConn, Michigan State, 6:45 approximately after the Duke St. John's game. I really don't even know where to go here because, like,
I have no idea.
I just know this game's going to be close. I don't know who's going to win.
No. I think the only thing, look, if you ask me right now who I think should win, will win, Michigan State.
Okay.
In like 99 out of, like, basically they played any other team that wasn't, Arizona, Michigan. Like, I would say Michigan State would win this game. Just UConn has those guards to throw at Jeremy Fears, who is Michigan State's by far best and most important player, that I think they can bother him just a little bit. And if he's bothered, he starts getting a little gamey. He starts throwing a couple elbows, playing.
He might kick somebody.
Playing just a little dirty, and then it's like he's off his game. Especially if UConn can like go on a little run, they'll clap in his face double tech both ways, but that double tech doesn't equally hurt them. It actually is going to hurt Jeremy Fears more because he's going to get in his head a little bit more. He's the best player in this entire game. That's just the one thing. I just think Jeremy Fears is Michigan State when he's off the court. This Michigan State team does not look good at all, but when he's on the court, they look like one of the best teams. But UConn got guys to throw at him. And Danny Hurley is going to throw these guys at him. First of all, I forgot that he was about to be Lakers coach.
Yeah.
Remember that? Very close.
He declined it, I'm pretty sure, right?
He did.
Yeah, he did. We wanted him.
Yeah, I did. Even though I can't imagine him yelling at LeBron.
No. He would have to change his... I think he's fit for college.
And he would have to change his mentality.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That would be bad for everyone.
He's fit for it.
So,
two of the last three championships from UConn. We obviously know that. Alex Karaban on this team, if you didn't know that, he is 15-1 in his NCAA tournament career.
That's unreal.
He's won 2 national championships, and the third time he lost 1 game to the eventual national champion. He has a chance to have a .950 winning percentage in the NCAA tournament, which would be the winningest player in NCAA tournament history.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Are we positive?
No, I'm not positive. You got to check Kareem. Did they ever lose? They won 4 straight? I mean, that would be the only way,
right?
I
don't know if they won 4. Maybe they won. They won a bunch. I know.
Whatever. 19 of 20. He'd be 19-1 if they win 4 games in the next 4 games and make the championship. So, Karaban, senior, like that. But Jeremy Fears, good guard, really important. UConn's offensive scheme is also really important. They're able to get people open a lot. Yeah. But I think Solo Ball is going to have to do something.
He's going to have to do something.
He put up a dud. Demery is getting more healthy. He played last game, wasn't fully healthy.
How about Reed?
He's getting better. Yeah, Reed played well in the first game, not great in the second game.
No, he didn't.
Did not play well.
But I will say, UCLA has a solid big man.
Yeah, they didn't play.
Michigan State's big man,
Kohler?
Kohler, right. He's
pretty good.
He's good. He doesn't. I think that's a good matchup for Reed.
I agree, though. Yeah, that's probably
that's
right.
That's Reed.
More a little bit unathletic, right?
Like maybe he's not going to be like the unbelievable rim protecting.
Yeah.
He's going to box out hard because we know fundamentals. But I think Reed can have a good game. Again, this guy had a 30-20 game.
Yeah.
30-27 game. And so I think he might be a key. People might have forgot about him in that UCLA game, but he might be a key in this game.
UConn has 5 players averaging double figures, so I like that.
Yeah.
Like the balance. Jeremy Fears is going to get people involved. 9.4 assists per game, led the nation. 27 assists in his first 2 games, including 16 in the second round game against Louisville.
Oh.
So he will get people involved, but Jeremy Fears, I do think it's kind of a Braden Smith situation to me where he didn't shoot great against Louisville, and you could win that game.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2 of 11 or something. He started out 2 of 10, something like that. But at the end of the day, the guards have to score.
Yeah.
I think you need to take out as much, getting everybody involved, and sometimes you got to call your own number a little bit more. And I don't love his 3-point shot. Same with Braden Smith. It's a set shotty. It's funky. You said it's gamey.
A little gamey.
Like,
it is.
It's not, and I don't like that as a really small point guard not being able to shoot. If I'm UConn, I'm going under every single screen, and I'm forcing him to make that shot and making sure I don't give up any rolls to the basket from Cohen Carr. I don't give up any threes. Right?
And you have to understand, the what you do when you go under a screen on a point guard. Again, this is not like you're going under a screen on I don't even know who's the guy in the NBA who can't shoot. Like Gobert,
Kyle Anderson or something.
Kyle, whatever, a guy who would handle the ball. And when you go under the screen on a point guard, he starts thinking, okay, they're going under the screens. Because he's smart. Should I shoot this?
I mean, you should.
Yeah, wait. But why are they going under? They probably want me to shoot it. They want me to shoot it, and then you start overthinking, why are they going under the screens? It's a good mental move. I would love if Dan Hurley did that.
I think he will.
Let him get hot. Let Jeremy Fears get hot. Great.
It's the same thing with Jokic.
Yeah.
I'd rather have him score.
Yes.
Jeremy Fears score than set everybody else up.
100%.
I have a funny tangent when you're saying it's like just the way NBA players think. Like, remember we watched Donovan Mitchell? He says, if they go under, I'm shooting, and I don't even care.
Yes,
and
I take it as
disrespectful.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
It is.
Don't do that to me.
Like,
I'm not one of your little friends.
It's disrespectful if you go under, and I'm shooting it every single time. I don't care where I am.
I love it.
I mean, that's the killer mentality.
And again,
right?
it's probably going to go into because you can't give D-Mitch that much space.
I mean, you can't go under, but that's the thing. And if you're a point guard and people going under screens on you, I think that's a problem.
It is a problem.
It's just the question. It's like,
Ben Simmons.
Why have you not developed a shot just yet. Like, your brother could shoot, I think.
No, he can.
He can.
wasn't-
He can. Yeah, exactly.
Fears.
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
So why are we having this issue? And Jeremy Fears' shot is just a little setty. It's a set shot.
It is a little.
It's not great. It's a hitch. It's just like
it is hitchy.
It's like I see him bricking it on the left, like off the backboard. Like you're supposed to be a point guard. You know what I mean? And like when you're
100%.
small and you're going in with the trees, like if I'm UConn, you're not letting him get everybody else involved.
You just
Make Jeremy Fears beat me. And if he has a good shooting game, he does. And I lose that way. But I think I'm taking my chances on UConn that way.
I am too. I think they got people to throw. They got people to throw people, and we have to understand how important.
And the last time UConn, someone can check me on the date. The last time UConn was in the Sweet 16 and didn't make it all the way was like 2009 or something like that. And who beat them was Tom Izzo. So if UConn makes it to the Sweet 16, they usually win. So like that's what we're talking about right now.
Crazy.
Again, so good stats. Shout out. Thank you, Matt Norlander, CBS Sports Stats and Research team. They're great. They come with great stats.
They are great.
They really do come with a lot of good stats. A little gamey sometimes.
And now, I mean, people, Big East. If you're from the East Coast, I don't care if you watch hockey your entire life, you've never seen a college basketball game on TV. If you're from the East Coast, this game should speak to you. Yeah. St. John's versus UConn, okay? Northeast. This is Northeast at its finest. We have these two teams playing for the fourth time this year. Fourth time.
St. John's 2, UConn 1.
In the NFL, you're hoping you get 3 games out of
Seahawks Rams.
Seahawks Rams. You're hoping you can get that 3 times. Packers Bears. We're gonna get this for a 4th. I mean, it's just gonna be a treat. They played each other 3 times. I believe St. John's is up 2-1 in the matchup. These teams know each other. There's going to be nothing new. We got 2 Hall of Fame head coaches, both wearing suits, which I respect.
Yep, that's a great one.
But Pitino got the tie, which I respect.
The NBA is trying to get. They're doing it again. They're going to propose that again. The suits
it's not going to work.
Yeah,
I mean, like, and no NBA coach wears a suit.
Not anymore. It's over. Yeah.
And you know what? I think I got to go with the team that's going to be riding the hot hand again. The team that feels confident. If you ask me which team feels more confident in this game.
St. John's beat them badly the last time.
St. John's feels more confident. I don't care. 5 seed, 2 seed. We beat this. If you're St. John's, you're saying we beat this team twice.
And we beat them most recently. Yep. They beat them by a lot in the championship game.
Yeah. It wasn't close.
It wasn't close. I kind of lean that way too. It's going to be a great matchup, and I really just excited to see it a 4th time. If we do get it, it might be a little ugly. It always is going to be.
It's going to be fun though.
But like Northeast, I feel like that's fun. It feels like a game 7. Like we know all their sets.
Yes,
they know ours.
Yep.
Lace them up, and let's go out there. Iron Eagle, Bill Raftery, Grant Hill on the call. Nothing better than
Raftery, not Rafferty.
Maybe I don't know.
I think it is Raftery.
Okay, Raftery. Yeah. No, like I said,
like
right?
You said it,
Raftery. Yeah. Okay. UConn, St. John's to the Final Four. We can go a little. We can speed up a little bit on this. We've gone long.
We did.
This is.
Okay. So great. So Michigan, Alabama. I do want to talk.
We're in the Midwest here, bottom right of your brackets. Michigan, Alabama on Friday, 4:35 p.m. Pacific time. Our nightcap, Tennessee, Iowa State at approximately 7:10 p.m. This is all on Friday, March 27th.
This should be a good game. Michigan, Alabama should be a really good game. Michigan is. I think if you ask a bunch of people, they'll say Michigan's the best team.
They are the favorite right now to win it all.
Right. Or at least the second best team at the absolute worst, right? And Alabama. I mean, talk about a fun team to watch. Like, this is more, if you don't watch college basketball, you're going to love watching Alabama because they're just going to throw the ball up.
Love or hate.
They're just going to throw the ball up. It's going to be contested. And if they can hit their threes, they just broke a record, an NCAA tournament record for most threes in a game. Against Texas Tech.
Yeah. That game was over from the beginning.
They were up 24 at the half.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. There's just not enough points, like, especially against a good team. So this Alabama team is fun. If they can beat anybody, that's the real thing about Alabama. Like, you can't say that about every team. Alabama can beat everybody because if their shots are hitting, they're just going to outpace you.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, if you can beat everybody, you also can lose to everybody.
It's a high-risk, high-reward type of basketball.
And so Michigan has really long wings. And like Elliot Cadeau's short. Great. Yeah. Yaxel is about 6'9", 6'10".
Mm-hmm.
Morris Johnson is also 6'9". And then you got Adai Mara, who is 7'3".
Mm-hmm.
I think they have bigger wings and bigger forwards that like is going to be a problem for Alabama. I think Morris Johnson is one of my favorite players. Like this guy is not bad at anything. He's just great. He's just good.
I always thought his name was Magic because I would see his name M. Johnson Jr.
He's not like an elite anything, but he's just a great everything, which is I think
energy guy, can get rebounds. He leads the team in rebounds, and he's they have a 7-3 guy on the team.
And then Yaxel Lendeborg is just cooking offensively, being like one of the best players in the tournament left. I just think this Michigan team is just going to outplay Alabama, and Alabama's going to choke on their own medicine a little bit.
Michigan first team to score 90-plus points in the first 2 tournament games.
Unreal.
So they're going crazy. They're scoring well. And Alabama, while they have a good offense, the defense is not great. And I just think the difference we're going to see is the defense, Michigan's defense versus Alabama's defense. Michigan's defense, number 2 overall. Alabama's defense is not in that. Currently, they give up 82.5 points per game, which is 351st out of 365 teams.
Woo.
And you saw what Michigan put up against Howard and St. Louis. So they're ready to go as far as scoring. And I think, Alabama's one factor that will get them back into the game is a 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
But against the number 2 adjusted ranked defense, I don't know if they're going to get a ton. They're going to run them off the line. No Holloway is going to be big for me. A lot of stuff is going to be on Philon's shoulders. Again, you can try to fall out to threes, but Michigan's going to do a good job running you off the line, and then you got Mara sitting in there. I just think that it's a tough matchup for Alabama because the defense is so good. It's not as much as Texas Tech kind of matchup. Michigan's just a dominant team. And if you can't stop Michigan has much more of a chance to stop you, which I think they clear in a way go in this game.
100%. And look, we got to talk about NBA talent, and they got 3 projected first-round picks. Michigan does.
Yeah.
LeBaron Philon is another projected first-round pick, but that's it. That's all they got for Alabama. So I think Michigan's going to win this one. It's going to be a fun game in the beginning because Alabama might go on a little 12-0 run where they hit 4 threes in a row in transition. You'll be like, whoa.
Yeah.
But then Michigan will come back because they're just the better team. Tennessee, Iowa State is the next game. You know what? I don't know why this is the second game. I guess it's because it's 10-10 Eastern.
Everyone's going
to be asleep.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the most boring game of the tournament.
I'm not excited for
that. I'm not excited about it. Look, here's my rant time. I don't like Tennessee. I don't like Tennessee at all. I think they should have lost first round. I think they played basically any other 11 seed besides Miami, Ohio. They probably would have lost first round. Somehow they beat Virginia, which again, they played any other 3 seed. I think
Virginia's that's why I had them in Sweet 16 in my bracket. They had a good draw.
And so, I think they just got lucky with the draw. I don't think this is a good team at all. I definitely don't think this is an Elite 8 team, especially going up against Iowa State. If Joshua Jefferson plays, if he doesn't play, I don't think it really matters. I think Iowa State's just a much better
defense.
Team. And then Tennessee, again, terrible free throw shooting. Nate Ament. I had to take a pause before I really
don't like him.
I don't see it at all. I think he's he's just a long guy. But he's not a wing. He's not a guard. He's not like he's like a point forward or like a big guard. Like it's neither. It's like I don't know what he is. He's just like a pretty tall, skinny guy who can sometimes put the ball in the hoop, but he also makes very bad plays. Like I don't know. I don't even know who his comp is. I think it's like people are saying KD.
How is that? I just don't know how you say that.
It's the dumbest thing. You can't say that.
You can't comp anyone.
You can't be getting paid to say that.
KD had averaged 25 and 11 as a freshman. Nate Ament had multiple game where he scored 0 points.
In an important time.
Give me Iowa State. I think we want to talk about this game.
This is Iowa State, I think, by a lot.
Yeah.
Again, Tennessee got lucky with their draw. I don't think they're a good enough team.
Michigan, Iowa State, for me, hinges on Joshua Jefferson.
Yeah.
And I still will say I don't think he's going to be 100% this entire tournament. No. So that's probably going to be a big deal breaker for me as far as thinking through how I'm going to go about it. Iowa State has great defense, but I think just Michigan, I just think Michigan does more things. I just think Michigan does what Iowa State does, just better. Anything that you'd be like, oh my God, Iowa State does really well, Michigan does really well. Momcilovic is probably the biggest X factor as far as three-point shooter. But other than that, I just don't really see Michigan losing this game, right? I just don't think Iowa State has enough horses to beat them. Mara is going to be a big determining factor. And Iowa State can try to, play that defense, which is good. It suffocated Kentucky and it'll probably suffocate Tennessee. I just don't know if it's going to suffocate Michigan. And Iowa State can't score enough, right? Especially if Joshua Jefferson's not 100%. They can't score enough to stay in this game.
Completely agree. Yeah, I think you took the words out of my mouth. Joshua Jefferson not playing is going to be, disgusting.
Even if he does play,
you think about it. He's the Lendenborg. They're kind of like two sides of the same coin. Like the offense runs through them. They can score. They can pass. They can play defense. So even if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. Lendenborg is going to have that advantage. Plus, you still got a Daimara who people need to give him more respect.
Yeah.
I think they will once they start playing against much better teams. So I got to go Michigan here. So Michigan will represent the Midwest.
Let's go
in the Final Four.
Let's go to the left side first.
St. John's, Houston.
In Indianapolis, April 4th. This will most likely be the first game.
Yes,
the
5. I think, look, some defensive-minded teams back-to-back. 2 defensive-minded teams, which is, usually boring for the fans, which is why this game will be first. However,
it's always fun games.
Let's be honest here. It's a Final Four. It's going to be stars playing. It's going to be star power. It's going to be everybody's watching.
2 good brands.
I love Houston. And I love, even more than I love Houston, I love Kelvin Sampson. And I think this is the one thing he hasn't had, the national championship. He's done everything
last year.
He's so close. Probably should have gotten it last year. I mean, to be honest, they should have lost to Duke. But
yeah,
they win the national championship. They should have won it. Is this the time he's going to get it?
I think they beat St. John's personally.
I think so too.
They're the better team.
I think so too.
And they're not going to choke in a big moment that we expect Duke to choke. I think they have 2 good guards who you really can give the ball to, who aren't afraid of that press. And I just think that Kelvin Sampson tends to tie things together when the deeper things get in March. Like, I'm trusting him. Rick Pitino, he's been there, but hasn't been there in a while. Kelvin Sampson was there last year.
Yeah.
So, and he's been in part of these big games for a while. He's built an amazing program in Houston, and I just think he has to get one more chance at it, even though he might not have a chance against one of those teams on the right. Being in that game is giving you a chance, right?
It's one game sample size. Anything can happen.
One game. So
I got Houston as well. I think, again, the St. John's is a great team. I think Houston is just a much better team. They'll be riding high, too. Again, some great wins, some great momentum. To get to this point, I think they're going to be in the national championship. And now what really should be the national championship, because Duke absolutely screwed it. Because they're the #1 overall seed, but then they got hurt.
I know. It should have been Arizona. One of these teams should have been the #1 overall seed on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think these are the 2 best teams, and absolutely the 2 best teams remaining. Arizona versus Michigan is going to be one of those Final Fours I think you're going to tell your kids about, Like, put that on the list. Like, 20 years, you're going to be like, I remember when Arizona played Michigan.
And the Final Four wasn't even the national championship. But the national championship was over because the team that won that game.
Exactly. It's like the 1990s NFC. There's going to be some great basketball being played. This is going to be some fantastic basketball.
These are both the same teams, pretty much.
Yes, the big guy.
Same teams.
Yes, you have the 7'2" plus rim protector, who's also a great, solid offensive player.
Yep.
You have some solid guard play on both sides. You have the big wing or the big forwards who can absolutely muddy up the paint and get their 15 to 25 points per game. But I think Michigan doesn't have a Braden Burns.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
the difference. I actually thought the same thing.
Because I think
Bradley, exactly.
It's fine. Yeah. Hey, they can get their 15. They can also get 3.
They're not like that.
Go 1 for 5 from the field.
Yeah,
but play great
still
defense.
win.
Braden Burns is the difference. Mm-hmm. This guy's going to solidify himself as a top 5 NBA pick.
Top 5?
Yes.
What's he at right now?
Like 6.
Oh, really? Is that high? Is he over? He's over Fleming?
6, 7, 8. Yeah. It's all around.
So they're all the same. Yeah. They're all like him,
Acuff,
Brown. Yep, all of them.
Yeah. Michael is slipping. Okay. Acuff is rising. Fleming's is kind of steadying. Burries is rising.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to solidify himself as a top 5 pick in this game because he's going to go for 20 plus and hit some big time shots.
We watched Koa Pete and we're like, oh, because at first I was like, Koa Pete's the guy.
He was top 8. Yeah.
And it's like, no, Burries is better than Koa Pete. Again,
I said that from day one.
Yeah, maybe you did. And maybe it's because he just has the ball more because he's a guard. But Koa Pete, I don't really know what he does well besides being a big body. Yeah. And okay, you're a big body, but what else do you do? So,
man.
So I think this is going to be a great game. 2 teams that are pretty much the same. I do honestly. I think in this one, I would actually probably lean Michigan in my opinion. In my bracket, I have Michigan over this.
Okay, well, in our bracket,
of course, I'm giving the other side.
Yeah, fair.
I think Michigan having that Duke game under their belts, I think it's important. And we're gonna get to a point where I know we can talk about it. Dusty May has been in the Final Four, and Tommy Lloyd hasn't. So
that's true.
It's an interesting point.
First time for everything,
right? First time for everything. And I think there's two things. I really do like Dusty May's coaching style. He really is level-headed a lot.
Yeah.
So is Tommy Lloyd, but
they're both two level-headed
guys. But the one thing I will say is that, kind of both of them are having some, UNC thoughts. I think it's more Tommy Lloyd. He already had to answer the question on it, I'm pretty sure, right? So you never know when you're thinking about it. Like, he says he has a great job at Arizona, which he does.
He does.
But UNC is kind of a different brand,
They're
basketball-wise.
calling.
You always want East Coast.
Ultimate
right?
blue blood.
Yeah, ultimate blue blood. I think Dusty May is fine where he is. I think he did that. Like, he did that move, right? He did the Florida Atlantic. And
to Michigan.
Yes, that was the move.
That's
right?
a move.
Yeah. I think he's good. He's high major now.
Yep.
Fully high major. Michigan has great resources. It's a good school.
Yeah.
He's built something special there. So I think he is fine. Tommy Lloyd would be the one I'm looking at. And maybe that comes into his back of his mind. Maybe it's hard to go around. It's kind of like when your offensive coordinator is going to become the head coach. Like, you're doing interviews while this happens.
Like, what do you taught? Yeah, right. Yep.
So
stay focused.
I just want to say I do think Michigan has a good chance in this game. I think it's going to be close.
This should be the best game of the entire March Madness tournament. Again, glued to the TV for this one. But
we'll take Arizona.
The better team.
Yeah.
Arizona.
They've been the best team all year. And I will say that from the beginning.
4 projected first-round picks.
They've only lost twice, and it was back-to-back games and haven't lost
and the fifth guy was a Big 12 player. That's really all you got to know, how good this team is. And then finally,
I feel bad.
Houston, Arizona in the national championship game. Again, this is like Seahawks, Rams.
Yeah.
And then like the Patriots made it on the other side. You're like, hey, good for the Patriots for making it. It's almost like different basketball.
Yeah. It is.
It's. I mean, again,
Houston's going to try to have to win this game 61-59.
They're going to have to. That's the only way. Literally, they're going to have to.
They're going to get run out the building if they don't, right?
Like, but if we're being completely honest,
I think it's Arizona's year.
Arizona is going to get it. Richard Jefferson.
So, do you think?
I'll say like 100.
Do you think Arizona? So what do you think? If Tommy Lloyd wins this, is he more likely to go or more likely to stay?
More likely to stay.
Interesting.
If he wins, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to build something.
Okay.
But
it's not like I got it Arizona, now I can go.
No, if anything, it'd be the opposite. It's like, well, look, it's not going to happen in Arizona. I got to go somewhere else.
Okay.
Again, Arizona gets all the California people.
Yeah.
Which is huge. That's big time.
Yeah.
Obviously, East Coast is different. UNC is a different type of basketball than any other.
That's what it is. Yeah. Exactly. Basketball program there's been.
Right.
Right.
So, completely agree there.